Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness some scenes from the next attraction to play this theater. This picture, truly one of the most unusual ever filmed, contains scenes which under no circumstances should be viewed by anyone with a heart condition or anyone who is easily upset. We urgently recommend that if you are such a person or the parent of a young or impressionable child now in attendance, that you and the child leave the auditorium.
Welcome to the Underground Gorecast, bringing the bloodiest of slasher films from the screen to your ears. Brace yourself for a podcast so gory, it'll make your headphones bleed. We're giving you the gore your mother warned you about. Now let's see what gore we have in store for you this time.
Hey, all you gore hounds and terror junkies, welcome to the
Underground Gorecast.
I wasn't sure if you still wanted to do that, so I was like, oh, fuck, is he going to catch on? And
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
oh, shit. I'm Brandon, got Red with us once again. How we doing, bud?
What's up, man?
Dude, I'm so fucking excited to talk about this movie.
Yeah, dude, this is a good one. I think this is going to be even better than the last episode.
Yeah, and this is coming fresh off of our YouTube controversy, where we were deemed too gory for YouTube.
How is that even possible?
That's what I'm saying, man. Like,
I've seen some demented shit on YouTube before.
this movie is on YouTube.
Yeah.
I sent you the link to watch it from YouTube.
From YouTube, yeah. And this is supposed to be the goriest movie of all time.
It's pretty high up there, man. But it's on a level of ridiculous gore.
Yeah.
Totally comical, but fucking, oh man, it's
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
fucking delicious. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about the movie Dead Alive, also known as Brain Dead.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that was a brain fart with the directors and shit, but it's like Dead Alive, semicolon, Brain Dead.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if Peter Jackson and whatever, right? They couldn't settle on one title, so there's like, fucking, we'll release it as both.
Right, there you go.
Now, I love this fucking movie, man. I remember watching it a long time ago, but I didn't remember a fucking thing about it. So when you brought it up, I was like, oh yeah, this is great. Get back into it, and then holy shit.
Yeah, dude, and I don't know, I haven't fact checked this at all, but whenever I was putting the show graphic together, I found a graphic from a movie poster that had the woman's face and the skull coming out of her mouth, and she had her hands opening her mouth up. I've seen that cover or art on Netflix before, I think.
So you think this might have been on Netflix at one point in time?
Yeah, it seems like I remember that being on Netflix because this movie has like, oh geez, I think I found like 3 or 4 different movie posters and graphics for it.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, they rotate them out year to year or however they're advertising it or whatever. So I'm pretty sure I've seen that particular graphic on Netflix.
I mean, it's possible. I wouldn't know if it was on Netflix or not. It was this is a very rare movie to find. If I didn't know about this YouTube video, it's because it's not printed out on DVD. It's never been released on DVD, and it's only been up until recently that Peter Jackson's been talking about bringing them back for 4K release.
Oh, dude, I would love that. That would be awesome.
The detail on it would be so great. But this movie came out in February of 1993. I had to look over my notes here to check it.
Yeah, you're good.
This is one of Peter Jackson's first movies, and I think, fuck Lord of the Rings, fuck The Hobbit. This is he should have stuck with horror. Like this is insane. This is fucking insane.
Could you imagine wasting Lord of the Rings and creating a horror movie of the same caliber from Peter Jackson, dude.
Yeah, like, if you gave Peter Jackson just like a Lord of the Rings budget for one fucking movie, and it would easily be the greatest horror movie of all fucking time.
Yeah, easily.
I can't get over how much I fucking love this film, and I'm recommending it. I'll constantly be recommending it throughout this episode for people, and I'm going to
Yeah.
show you why here. Like I got every bloody, disgusting, gory bit for you. Enjoy. I got so many notes. I'm fucking stoked about this.
Yeah, I've watched it twice since we've been talking about it, and I like to take notes, but this one, dude, I've gore and horror and shit is my thing. So all this stuff, man, is up here.
Well, I just finished this movie like about maybe an hour or so before we hopped on the record.
Oh wow.
I wanted to say I started it. I had some family shit going on at the hospital, so I started it in the cafeteria of a hospital and got a lot of weird fucking looks from people. So I decided to save it until I got back home, and I wanted to wait until we were just about to start recording, so that shit was fresh in my mind. And but I'm fucking great. I did a little digging into this movie, and apparently it had a $3 million budget, which I love it. It's a super low budget movie. You could tell me $3 million, and I would not believe it at all.
So it came in at $3 million. It didn't go under budget.
Oh yeah, they spent $3 million on it, and it grossed a total of $242,000 in the U.S. This was not a successful movie.
Wow, $3 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like,
dude, think about the graphics and the shit they pulled off in 2001 Maniacs.
Oh yeah,
for like 65 grand or something.
And I know this was like the early 90s, and but early 90s, $3 million was a lot of fucking money, like, and it's shot in this shitty little town in New Zealand, and like there's, where did that fucking money go?
I was getting ready to say, as much as I love this movie, they wasted $3 million, dude.
They really did.
Yeah, they wasted $3 million.
Oh my god! Now this movie starts out on Skull Island, in the middle of or southwest of Sumatra, they say. So they don't want to give you a specific region, but it's on Skull Island.
Yeah.
And I have the first clip I want to pull here. It's just one line that I think sums up what you're about to get into real quick, and it's the very first line of the movie.
I got the vibes. This thing is evil, man. I got the bad feeling.
I got the bad feeling. Oh my god. And I forgot what I briefly looked at the synopsis of this movie before watching it, but I forgot what the main plot of this thing is. So I'm watching them carry this box around, and I'm like, a Seven moment of what's in the box, and they say it's a monkey, but this thing is no fucking monkey, dude.
Dude, this thing looks like a scorched rat.
Yes, exactly. Oh my goodness. That. Whoa! I'm jumping ahead of myself here, Clips. Don't be doing that now.
They couldn't have made that thing look less of a monkey than they did.
No, they could, and we'll see it in a minute here. Where the fuck you going? There's now that's a face. These two people here, like this dude is some New Zealand like biology researcher or whatever the fuck. And they're in this region looking for a specific creature, which you don't find out until later is a monkey.
Yeah.
Quotes on monkey.
Yeah.
But and this dude in the back, he's got a bad feeling because while this is going on, they're being chased by a series of tribesmen. And
dude, those guys were like dead on their ass the entire time. I remember watching this. I think I've seen this movie probably 2 or 3 times now. Yeah. But I every time I've seen it, I'm like, run! Run! These motherfuckers were dead on their ass the entire scene.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And like they finally get I think I might have pulled this clip early, so you might be seeing this moment. they get cornered by the villagers, and the guy in the back is able to translate, and he's like, all they want is the creature to be free, and then you will be spared. And this fucking dude has got the balls to waive a permit in front of a group of native people who don't speak English, and
Right.
he's permit, like you're supposed to know what the fuck that means, and then be like, oh, okay, you're right, move along.
Yeah, my bad. Move along, sir.
Yeah, and then
You've got papers.
he ends up somehow, for some reason, pulling out a machine gun and like just like tries to lay waste, or not even, just like he wants to scare these people off, so he just starts shooting above them. But I'm watching this and I'm like, this is the most badass New Zealander I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, the machine gun was way out of context. Like, it just comes out of nowhere, really. I don't even see where they were even keeping it. It was just pow, and he had a.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that shit in this movie.
Yeah.
Where it's, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
It's funny because he's literally point blank right in front of these people, and he doesn't get a hit off. He's just like to scare them off and shit.
Yeah.
And this would be that.
Permit. Look and see. Permit. I'm a New Zealand Zoo official, and this monkey is going to Newtown.
Oh no. Boom. Yeah.
Move it!
Now, why did he need the other guy to carry this box if he could do that no problem?
Right. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. You could have been carrying this thing on your shoulder the entire time and left my man back at the village.
Now, Peter Jackson just got done watching Scarface and was like, okay, you're going to have a say hello to my little friend moment here, and just one liner, then.
Yeah. Permit!
Oh my god, dude, it's fucking ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
This is like the most ridiculous version of the Green Inferno so far that I've ever seen. But they get away. He gets into a Jeep with his, I don't know what kind of crew or whatever the fuck they are, but they're sitting around playing a game, and they let's go, start the car. And he gets in the car and drives off, and then this dude manages to get in too. Like, he leaves him for dead, and he somehow still survives.
Yeah.
During the chaos, this box they hit a bump, and the box falls over on top of the badass New Zealand dude, and he gets bit in a couple places and scratched by this monkey. And, they play it off like it's not a big deal at first. But once this guy notices that this dude has been scratched, he kicks him out of the fucking car. And this is where you could actually see the level of gore in this. I'm talking a very minor portion of what you're about to experience, because there are lawnmowers in this movie that like do more work than fucking you would expect.
Yeah, dude, it was so reminiscent of the chainsaw hand that
Ash?
Yes, Ash. Yeah, I couldn't think of his name. That he wielded, except he had a strap around his neck and a fucking push lawnmower, and he was just eating zombies with it. It was fucking great, dude.
That lawnmower is easily got to be at least like 6-7 years old. I think it was old as fuck. So I'm like, God, like, that is a reliable mower. I want to buy that son of a bitch.
No shit. Especially in the 50s.
Oh yeah, I mean we're getting ahead of ourselves here. I have that entire scene for us to fucking enjoy, but this is gonna be the first official death of the movie, and it immediately is followed by the opening credits. But this, they kick him off the Jeep and they start shouting something like sangria or sangria, and I wish they would have dived into more of what the fuck that meant.
Yeah.
But, we'll see here. This is this dude's farewell.
The little bugger bit me. Singaya. You got the bite. There's some Dettol in the Jeep. Oh, jeez, no! No! What are you doing?
Ah,
Zendaya! Oh, jeez!
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that right there, that first bit, like I got so fucking revved up. Like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, and that's only just a little taste of the shit that goes on in this movie, man.
Just a small fucking moniker. Like I was not expecting the level of gore that I got out of this movie. Like, we're talking about this shit a lot just from the fucking clips. Like
Yeah.
I tried to keep them short, but there's so much.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
probably
this
gonna
movie,
watch half this movie with us today, people.
this movie is chocked full of gore.
It's fucking insane. Now they end up delivering the monkey to a zoo for so like of all the like this is a rare fucking monkey. They even talk about it and like they go into like oh you only find it on this one island and like you have to go through all this bullshit to get it and blah blah blah. I'm saying like and you brought it to a fucking zoo. Like no there's no research being done on this thing. This is an abomination.
Yeah, like this dude lost 2 arms and a head over this thing.
And, oh, he's not gonna be the last one too.
Yeah, and they just give it to the zoo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like my 4-year-old kid wants to walk around and see that fucking it's this disgusting like bad special effects rat. It's like a rat in a monkey body with like the most fucked up, jarring, bony skeleton.
Yeah.
Like claws on his hand. Like, I mean, of course, it had to have like this nasty fucking claw. There's a series of long fingernails in this movie.
This is the product of Schmiegel and Splinter.
Yeah, it's a pretty good way to sum it up.
Yeah.
Now that where is this clip? Okay, this is your first introduction to this monkey rat. And before I get to this, you know, like I'm jumping ahead a little bit so we can talk about other shit. This movie follows the story of Lionel, who is going to be the New Zealand version of Norman Bates.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's obsessed with taking care of his rich mother, who I was hoping would be like the first person to die in this movie. Like she is a fucking miserable person.
Oh yeah.
And for some reason, the love interest is between a woman who barely speaks any English named Paquita, who is she's a Latin girl who has parents that are like Russian gypsies. It's weird. There's like they're in New Zealand and they're Russian/Spanish and no one's accent is matching up in this film. You can't make sense of that.
Yeah. I must say that Paquita is kind of hot too, actually.
Oh yeah, like good for Lionel, man.
Yeah, he lucked out.
Oh, you're damn right he did. I mean, this movie is really about the lengths that someone will go to for some pussy.
The greatest of lengths.
Yeah, oh yeah, this man. If anyone deserves to get laid in the history of cinema, it is Lionel.
No doubt.
Yeah. So, and she, you know, her parents predict through tarot cards that she's gonna fall in love with this one man, and he's gonna have a star at moon or something. There's gonna be some weird imagery going on, and that's gonna be her sign to find out that, you know, oh my God, this is meant to be. And I love that happens when he comes into the store and he creates a mess. He makes a mess in this place. And there's like, I think it's like 2 pieces of pasta or something. Like a cross with like the moon shape. So pretty much a very cheap version of the image that she was told to look out for. So she instantly wants to fuck this guy.
Yeah, and it immediately happened. Like when the grandmother told her about the sign or whatever. In one scene, I was thinking, you know, maybe
foreshadowing.
Yeah, but I was thinking it would happen, you know, 20, 30 minutes or whatever.
All right, is that better?
Yeah.
It crapped out on me, so I had to reset it. But it was right at your line, so if you want to fucking jump on in there again, that's fine.
I was thinking that the sign would come 20, 30 minutes into the movie after the foreshadowing scene. But it was like the grandmother predicted it and showed her the sign. And the very next scene is this white Lionel Steve Urkel motherfucker, knocking shit over, like falls into the counter, knocks some stuff over, and immediately creates this fucking sign. And then Paquita, she gets moist panties like that.
Yeah, it's insane. And like this dude is not taking a hint at all. Like this woman is pretty much dry humping this guy the entire film, and he's just like, I gotta take care of my mom and shit. Like, a way better movie with a lot more pound. Like for a horror movie, there was no fucking.
No, not even like Skinamax type shit. No soft core, nothing.
But don't watch this movie expecting to see like side boob or any like tits or nothing like that. There's no nudity in it. Like even the quote unquote rape scene that happens between the creepy uncle and Paquita, like nothing goes on. Like this movie is strictly for the blood and guts.
Yep.
And the living blood and guts. But we'll get. I got things to say about that fucking thing.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh yeah, this is our introduction to the rat monkey, and I believe that's what they actually call it, is a rat monkey. That thing is fucking creepy.
Simeon Radicus.
Yeah. Like what am I looking at, Red?
That is the love child of Schmeagol and Splinter.
Oh, well, I mean, it's funny because they happen to be standing next to a zookeeper who's supposed to be keeping track of these things, and he knows the origin story of this. And I got, it's not gory and it's not disgusting, but I fucking love this origin story, and I had to share it with you people. So this is the zookeeper talking about it.
Shit. Reckon they're only found on one island, you know. The story goes these great big rats come scuttling off the slave ships and raped all the little tree monkeys.
So rats came off of ships and raped monkeys. Not the other way around, which would make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to breed rats and mice. I've seen them fuck, and there's I don't care how that rat already has to be a freak of nature itself before it's.
Yeah, dude. All I can see when I look at this thing is the nakedness of Schmeagol and the face of Splinter.
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. If Splinter fucking sat in the ooze for a little bit longer, maybe he would have gotten like a little more sentient and fucking. He's very primitive right now.
Yeah, very, very primitive.
Yeah.
And what amazed me is that they, went through the great lengths to get this monkey. They gave it to the zoo,
and then they keep it right next to like other animals when you know it's going to be vicious.
And they put it right in the same cage with all these fucking monkeys.
Yeah, like
that motherfucker is going to eat everything in sight.
Like put it in a plexiglass cage or like its own exhibit or some shit. Like, why is that? Why are you like? Okay, so I'm going to see an armadillo. I'm going to go see the monkeys, the tigers, and oh my god, what the fuck? It's like if Willard fucked his rats.
Yeah. Yeah.
That thing is disgusting.
Yeah, that was one of the most disturbing things about the movie was that thing right there. Well, not that thing, but the rat monkey.
Well, I mean, this guy right here, the zookeeper, he's real into this fucking monkey.
I was fascinated at how far over in his mouth his cigarette was.
Yeah, right. he's kind of got like a Rick Moranis look to him too.
Yeah, he did.
But they in this scene, Lionel and Paquita managed to go on a shitty little weird awkward date, and the mother can't really she can't stand that Lionel's trying to be happy with his life, so she goes to spy on him. And I have this clip because it happens. This all happens at once, but I fucking love this moment because she gets bit by this rat monkey, and she only gets bit because she literally slips on a banana peel and falls into the fucking cage to get attacked. And here that is. Oh! Oh. That woman is fucking relentless, man. I couldn't stand her.
No, she was she was aggravating to me because I guess she was necessary in the movie, obviously because she was Lionel's mom and she was the first person to turn after the thing bit somebody. But
Spoilers.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, she was in the way, really, in my opinion.
And she doesn't really add the plot does get centered around her, but she doesn't really add much of anything to it.
No.
This is a zombie movie. If you haven't figured it out, it's a zombie movie. And if she's patient zero in this zombie universe, and there's once she turns, that's it. They kind of just keep her to the side.
Yeah, she's like the side piece zombie.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, oh, okay, well, mom's a zombie now. Let's forget about her until the very end when that. Whew, holy shit.
Yeah, that thing was bad.
Yeah, you think that rat monkey was disturbing? So this is a disgusting movie. I love it. But even the medical aspect to it is fucking gross. They go that if I'm going to say anything about this $3 million budget, it would have to go into this special effects shit. Because The Walking Dead doesn't even get to this level at points, I feel.
Oh no, dude! The Walking Dead can't even touch this.
No, and my favorite example of this. So, one of them anyway. His mother gets bit, and rather than doing the smart thing and going to a hospital, she's real cheap and doesn't want to go to the hospital. So she's like, "Oh no, I'll stay at home, and you just get my nurse to come take a look at it and wrap it up for me."
Yeah, now keep in mind now this takes place in 1956 or something, I think.
The year I had a hard time pinning what year this all happens.
Yeah, it seems like in the beginning or the end somewhere, it shows a sign or something, and it was 1956. I can't remember where I've seen it, somewhere in the movie that says 1956 or 7 or something like that.
Okay, I could really see that, but I also, since it's all in New Zealand, I was like, yeah, well, maybe this is 2015 in New Zealand. I got no fucking way of knowing. So, naturally, this fucking mark on her arm doesn't get better. It's only getting worse and more infected. And somehow, I think she's growing something inside of her, the way that this thing pulsates around and moves and shit.
Yeah.
And it's oozing and it's all gross. And then Lionel comes to take a look at it, and I fucking love this shit here. Whew, let's just let that seep in for a minute.
Man, that's $3 million. That's $3 million special effects right there, people.
Yeah, and if you watch, it's pulsating shit. Keep in mind, no one is wearing gloves when handling this shit.
Yeah.
Mom, I love you. Of course, I will take care of you and bandage up your wounds. But I'm putting some fucking gloves on first.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, and this thing, I think, I don't know if this thing it pops and it oozes pus. And there's a lot of pus in this fucking movie.
it got infected quick too. Like
Yeah.
it went from just a rat monkey bite to this pulsating volcano of ooze.
Right. And again, like, okay, mom, I'll let you be stubborn and we're not going to go to the hospital the first time around. I see that and I'm like, fuck this. I'm taking you to the fucking ER. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's so nonchalant about all these injuries. They all deserve to die.
Yeah, every single one of them. They treat this thing like it's just a cut. Whenever this thing is obviously like pulsating and oozing shit, and they're just, oh, wrap it up. We'll come back tomorrow and clean the bandage or whatever.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I mean, I put a little ice on it, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so, she has this big important meeting going on with some women's, home association, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Busybody shit for rich women.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, and all this goes on and they forget about it. And then all of a sudden, ding dong, the door rings. And rather than doing the smart thing and saying, oh, well, she's not feeling too well, we're going to let, schedule this another day. I got, her voice fucking changes. I love it. I gotta get dressed.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
God.
transformations that Lionel's mother goes through in this movie, dude, are unreal.
It's amazing. I never in my 30 years of existence have I seen a movie like evolution of a character so fucking like entrancing. I would say
and no matter how gross she got progressively through the movie, you could always tell it was her.
yeah, oh absolutely. Like, you had to know, like, number one grosso is always going to be mother.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I enjoyed her transformation quite thoroughly.
Well, her transformation was interesting because some of these people turn to zombies right away, and some of them like his mother like slowly evolves. Like she's turning, but she's still able to talk and
Right.
function, move. Like, and this is her getting dressed, and there's a point while she's getting dressed where she rips off her face. Like she cuts off a massive chunk of her cheek.
Yeah, she was putting makeup on, I think, and she's
and it just tore off. So right away, she's rotting at an accelerated rate. And
yeah, very very reminiscent of Death Becomes Her.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And and Lionel's the fucking Boy Scout with all the answers here. He takes super glue and tries to super glue the patch back on. Like no one's gonna notice.
Yeah, it was great.
The medicines are here. No, Mum, you're not well.
That's my dress.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Jeez. Please go back to bed, Mum. I'll put them off. It's only the medicines.
It's a WLWL.
Like what the
Careful, it'll stick on crooked.
like what the fuck?
All right, now for the record, that is a product called Mercurochrome.
Oh, so you actually looked into this?
Yes, it is a product called Mercurochrome, and they used it to instead of licking the back of stamps with a ready to go adhesive, they would actually, back in the day, Mercurochrome was something that they used to sticky the back of stamps whenever they mailed letters and stuff.
Okay, so that way you're not like fucking up your tongue and drying.
Well, no, they didn't put the sticky stuff on stamps back then.
Oh, so that was supposed to be what?
Yeah, that was supposed to be what stuck the stamp to the letter, and then eventually they just put the sticky stuff already on the stamp, and you just licked it and stuck it on the.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I guess that does kind of date this movie a little bit too, when you take a look at what they have to work with. I thought it was super glue or some shit.
Well, it kind of is, but it's just a more rubbery viscosity than like super glue would be. I'd also like to point out, and this is just a reality check for the movie, if my skin peeled off on my cheek like that, and I had subdermal exposure right here,
Yep.
and you tried to patch the shit up with let's just call it super glue for the sake of argument here. That shit's gonna burn like a motherfucker.
Well, what's really weird is like,
Ooh, 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 ooh. You know what I mean? It's gonna burn like hell, but she didn't move.
well, she flinches when he puts the glue on the ripped off piece of skin, where you're not gonna feel it. Like, you think that she would react when he presses it against the cheek.
Yeah, now just for movie's sake, obviously she's not gonna wince and say it burns or whatever, but a reality check for the movie. Let's just call them that. Reality checks.
It's the WLIL.
Get my dress.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, man? Like, right there, I'd be like, fuck you, Mom, and just get out.
Yeah, just go back to bed, Mom. I'll go take.
How about a please? Like, what the fuck? Manners, bitch. Now, she has this dinner with this couple, and I love how she is there's something obviously wrong with this woman. She's not hiding it at all, and no one's saying anything.
This is one of my favorite parts of this whole entire movie.
I love this. It's just so awkwardly cringeworthy, and because the woman sees it, but she's not saying anything, and the guy is like, for some reason, he's just focused on staying for pudding. Like, he gets really pissy about not having any pudding with after dinner. And
yeah, you know the rule, Brandon. I don't have to tell you.
I know proper etiquette and shit, but when a woman's ear falls off of her, just like, because I kind of feel like the dinner's over.
No, you missed it. You can't have any pudding
if I don't eat my meat.
If you don't eat your meat, yeah.
Well, I mean, they didn't even go through it. Well, that guy did. He went to town on his fucking food. That guy. He was hungry.
Yeah, he was there to eat for sure.
Now, this is him, like, he just makes it uncomfortable, and like, she clearly wants to leave, but he's like, oh, no, we're fucking staying. It's pudding time. I listened to Primus. It's pudding time.
Yeah, it's pudding time.
Oh, man. Ugh.
Fine custard.
She watched him eat that.
You're not gonna tell me he didn't see that shit floating in his custard.
I don't care if he didn't see it. She watched it happen. This is a woman who's presumably his wife. She watched a giant ball of pus and blood fly into this pudding and didn't say anything as her husband spooned that shit down.
Yeah, no, honey, don't eat that. She just
just watches it. And okay, so now I watch this part and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, this is gonna be zombie number 2. Nope.
Yeah. No, never affected at all.
Never. Like, this dude has the cure for the zombie virus in his fucking stomach acids.
Yeah, and to follow zombie protocol, if you get squirted with zombie juices, let's say.
Nice word, yep.
You're supposed to turn into a zombie.
Yeah, I mean,
if you get bit by one, you turn into a zombie.
Right. If it gets on your skin, you're fine, but as soon as you ingest it, you're infected. And this dude, he's just like shoveling down fucking spoonfuls of shit like it's nothing. And
he never turns.
Even if you don't see it, I'm pretty sure pus has a very disgusting taste to it. Like, I can't go and vouch for it. It could taste like butterscotch pudding, but
yeah, it could. I don't know.
It's just fucking gross, man. That whole scene was cringeworthy, and her ear falls off, and she ends up eating it like it's no big deal. And the people fucking leave, and Paquita comes back, and she's got her dog with her, and all this shit. Like, I felt terrible for this fucking dog. Now, the dog runs up. The grandma's upstairs, and Paquita and the dog come in, and the dog immediately runs up to check on grandma, or mom, I should say. oh God, grandma, gross. But she tried to check on mom, and it doesn't end well because they hear a whole lot of barking and screaming and shit. So like, oh, what's going on? Let's go check this out. And this, this is fucking impressive on the mother's part. I was like, oh shit.
I immediately thought that the dog had ate her.
That's what I thought, yeah, because she's starting to rot away. So I felt like they were gonna walk into her missing an arm or something, and then just be like,
well,
oh, whatever.
Yeah, but the way it sounded, like the noise that the dog made, you didn't. It wasn't a call of distress. It was like a growl or a bark or something.
It wasn't a cry for pain. It wasn't anything. It was like, I'm gonna fuck this bitch up.
Yeah, I totally expected for Lionel to walk in and her be missing a limb of some kind.
Yeah, exactly. But this is what they walk into.
Wow.
Oh, Fernando! Mother, ate my dog!
Not all of it.
Now, that's some real acting right there. Your mother ate my dog.
Oh, Fernando.
I love, like, this is a terrible thing to happen. Like it's a tragedy. If my dog got eaten whole in one bite by like someone, I'd be devastated. And the last thing I'd want to hear from the guy that I'm in love with is like, oh, a fucking smart ass joke, maybe.
I have to say, you have continued to amaze me with these pauses that you have.
Are you looking at Lionel's face?
Yes, and dude, this looks just like Steve from Blue's Clues, and they just found a clue.
Well, he kind of did.
We found a clue. It's in Grandma. Yeah, they did actually.
But it was Blue, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
it's just Steve's clues now.
yeah.
Oh, that's. I was gonna say, like, he looks like he's judging me for like judging his decisions here.
Yeah, well, he's talking to the camera because they found the clue.
Yeah, he's all saying like, "Here's a mail," and oh my god, it's a fucking arm.
Blue's Clues, Blue's Clues. Yeah, that's great.
Oh yeah, I did. Like, I'm sitting here watching this movie, and I'm like, I know Lionel for something. I know him, and it is. It's fucking Steve. He's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, okay, this whole movie just screams like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah, there's a lot of reality check moments in this movie.
A lot, yeah, and I feel like a lot of us talking about this is just gonna be reality check moments and shit.
Yeah.
But at what point do you realize that mom is not doing well? You know what I mean? Like, and zombie mom gets up and charges after Paquita, and Steve, I'm gonna keep calling him Steve. God damn it. Steve over here fucking tackles his own mother, who he presumes is alive and a withered old woman. He tackles her down a flight of stairs pretty fucking hard.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and then he calls for the nurse to come, and the nurse comes in, and she's like, I'm sorry, she's dead, and like such a super like fucked up way to deliver the message to the son.
Yeah, the nurse was very insensitive.
Oh yeah, the nurse. But I'm pretty sure she must hate this woman too. So she's like, oh, thank God this cunt is gone. But we need to get more death going in this movie, and I think the nurse has one of my favorite fucking deaths in this shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is glorious, and I have so many questions for her character after the fact and shit. So this is the nurse, and this is how she dies.
Sorry, Lionel. There was nothing we could do. She loved you very much.
Damn, mom's got some strength.
No, this point, this kill scene is another progression in Grandma's transformation.
Yes, because she develops super strength that you did not think was gonna happen. Like,
Not only that, but just her physical appearance.
yeah, she does. She does start to. She morphs a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny you mention it because the next clip I have shows that. And we're gonna jump ahead here for a minute because there's a whole funeral scene that when finally there's a fucking funeral that's going on, and but I don't fucking get it. He goes to a vet, air quotes, a vet, to get some sedatives because he wants this woman to fucking go to sleep. The whole time he's pumping tranquilizers into this fucking zombie. And I never thought that would work, but it's fucking worth a shot, I guess.
Yeah, dude, they should have applied all the zombie anecdotes in this movie to The Walking Dead, and everyone probably would have lived a little longer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like before they did the big reveal, I took one look at this vet and I'm like, that's a fucking Nazi. Like there's no way that they are not trying to say that this dude is a Nazi. And they even go so far away as like his lab coat rips, and he's got a swastika on his shoulder patch.
Yes, dude, that was great. A little Easter egg in the movie. That was pretty good.
It was awesome. And did you notice that he's like, I don't have sedatives, but I've got tranquilizers. And tranquilizers, I'm thinking it's a pill. He gives him a giant gallon like glass jug with a label that clearly says tranquilizers on it.
Yeah.
And it's right next to a bottle that says poison.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, like like that's not really the best spot to be putting those fucking things. So I wanted to jump ahead to this scene here because like this is another disgusting, amazing bit of special effects. I'm assuming this woman is in a morgue at this point. Like they're trying to do the funeral and they're wondering where Lionel and the mom is and all this other shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to give the mom more tranquilizers before she wakes up and freaks everyone out at the funeral and they can bury her, blah, blah, blah. And he walks in on the morgue. I think it's the morgue anyway. And for I think some reason they've walked away from her as she's being filled with embalming fluid.
I think that's what happened. Yeah.
That's my only guess as to what's going on here. There's no explanation for it. And this clip may be a little long because there is a part in this where this dude comes back in after all this mess has happened, and he grabs his sandwich off of this disgusting dead woman and takes a bite of it, even though it's been soaked in formaldehyde and goop. And also, did you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna watch it again. Here we go. First off, before I continue this, did you not like have like reminiscence of Willy Wonka, like when he first walked in and there was like all those weird contraptions on the side of the wall? I'm sitting here waiting for Gene Wilder to be on a fucking bicycle pedaling shit.
Yeah, I was thinking either Willy Wonka or like Flubber.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I could totally like some like cheesy mad scientist laboratory.
Yeah, because I don't know if you've ever seen Flubber or not before, but a few of the scenes in Flubber are panning across like a laboratory or something whenever Flubber is created, and it's these beakers and hoses and bubbling liquids and all that, and then in the movie Flubber's created, but that's what it reminded me of. Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, man, this is about to get fucking gross.
I told you to stay in there. All the embalming machines you turned off half an hour ago. Woo! Radio blowout!
Ate his fucking sandwich. That thing was covered in grossness, and he ate his fucking sandwich.
Another transformation of Grandma.
Oh yeah, I like this one. This is googly-eyed party time, Grandma.
Yeah, and another person who has ingested zombie juices
And nothing happens to him.
and doesn't turn.
Yeah, and this. If I walked in on this and I'm a funeral director, I'm like, my first thought wouldn't be, well, we gotta get her cleaned up and like he just all he does is like he pokes his fucking fingers over the eyes to get them back in their sockets, and they're like, "That's good enough."
It's back to normal.
Yeah, exactly. They don't even wipe her down. They don't put her in a different dress. They keep her in the same disgusting shit, so that like when she comes out of the coffin to attack Lionel and burst through the fucking funeral service, she's still covered in all this green, gross fucking goop and shit.
$3 million of special effects, people, hard at work.
It is paying off right here. I am not disappointed, and none of you should be either.
Yeah, this is great.
Now they finally managed to bury this old woman, and for some reason I think he still wants to inject tranks into her, so he tries to dig her up. And I guess it makes sense now that we're actually putting a date on this movie. But my first thought was like, why is there a gang of 1950s bikers in this fucking cemetery?
That's where the skids hang out, man. It's a cemetery.
Yeah, but they look like they were ready to fight the fucking Jets or something, dude. Like I expect them to walk behind those tombstones like fingers snapping and shit. Like what the fuck?
John Travolta to come walking out around the corner singing a fucking ditty. Yeah.
He does a fucking pirouette behind a gravestone and fucking like this could have been way better choreographed. But
could you imagine this movie as a musical?
I would love to see this as a fuck. Oh my god, that's what fuck putting this back out in 4K. Peter Jackson to take this shit to Broadway.
Yeah, dude, this will be amazing.
Oh man, you might be onto something, Red.
That would be amazing.
Oh yeah, no. I'm jumping to this graveyard scene, and there's gonna be a couple deaths that happen in this. And the first one is the lead biker is gonna he's like, I'm pissing on this grave, and Lionel's like, oh well, that's my mom, you don't want to be doing that, hint hint, wink wink, and he's like, yeah, whatever, fuck you. And then this dude dies, and the only way I can describe it is he dies from getting his dick ripped off.
Yeah,
there's no way it fucking stays on him after this shit.
Right.
And I know a lot of blood rushes to your dick, when you're getting hard and whatnot, but this amount of blood is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh man, let's see. Here we go.
That's my mother you're pissing on.
Oh my god. Get out of that grave pretty damn quick.
Yeah, she did.
Like, I mean, it took Ryan Reynolds like an hour and 45 minutes to get out of that box and buried. And yet this woman is able to kung fu grip punch her way out of a fucking coffin with the accuracy of being able to grab this man's cock and throw him down to the fucking ground.
$300 million special effects, man.
That's the worst fucking hand job. Oh man, that shit is fucking rough. Now, this is one of my favorite parts of this fucking movie. Coming up here, like we didn't get to see the priest much during the funeral thing, and I didn't think he was gonna be much of a character until this fucking moment.
Oh, dude, this is great.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up playing this whole fucking scene. This graveyard is apparently behind his house, which is like, it looks like a fucking mansion. Like this dude is pulling in some serious money from the church, and he has one of the greatest one-liners I've ever heard in a fucking movie ever. So that I want it on a shirt. I gotta fucking this is great. I love this dude. But he immediately realizes what's going on, and you would never think of a priest to kick so much ass. Oh, man, where we go?
Evil is amongst us. Stay back, boy. This calls for divine intervention. I kick ass for the Lord.
I kick ass for the Lord.
Dude, Patrick Swayze could not kick as many fucking people as this dude does in this scene. This is all kicks.
Dude, this right here, and all it needs is Peter Griffin and the chicken.
Exactly. And I'm gonna keep because I love this scene, man. I this dude, like, I kick ass for the Lord.
Yeah. I'm expecting Peter Griffin to jump out and go, Roadhouse.
Yeah, at any fucking moment, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking Kung Fu Cardinal over here.
I know, right? It's all kicks. Oh, shit. Oh, boom. I was so upset when he got bit.
I know, dude. I was like, you kicked so much ass for nothing.
But even as a zombie, this is my favorite fucking zombie. I love this guy.
Yeah.
He put some character into his fucking creature. I was impressed. He did things that I never thought a zombie would be capable of doing.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. Yeah. So in case in fucking point. Like, I don't know why he decides to keep he takes all these zombies and he puts them in his house and he's trying to train them to be civilized. Like what the like he's got them eating he's drugging food and putting it on their plates and they're all acting like a bunch of children, like teasing each other and like, you know, throwing fits, and I couldn't make fucking sense of that scene.
Yeah, most of the time, zombies, I mean, reality check.
Yeah, I know, right?
You get that many zombies together, they're going to be trying to eat your ass. You're not going to be able to sit them down at the table and feed them whatever the fuck that was he was feeding them.
Right, like, I mean, unless you had them tied up, but even then, like, none of them were tied up. Everyone was just sitting down, all chill as fuck, like,
Yeah.
on tranquilizers. And this priest, like, he wants to fuck in a bit. I have never thought I would ever see a zombie fuck another zombie in a movie, and I'm so glad I did.
This is good shit, man.
Like, I don't have the time. I wish I had the timestamp for like when this baby or when he fucks this zombie. But like he walks in and this dude's like plowing this fucking zombie and shit, and his creepy uncle thinks that he's watching a porno or something. That's how loud they're being.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
That
The uncle has the line like, "What is this? The one with the woman and the donkey?"
Yeah. Did you find your father's stash or something like that?
What the fuck is that shit? Like instant like callbacks to Mr. Hands and shit.
Well, what I'm thinking about is, though, it's in the 50s. Okay, we've established that so far. The uncle thinks he's watching porn in the 50s. What are they watching it on? A reel?
Yeah, well, that's another thing. They do show movie reels in this. This guy pulls out a fucking movie reel in an attic, and yet it never plays into anything. You never see a projector once in the house. Like you don't see any sort of technology aside from lights.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how he was supposed to be watching porn. I mean, what is he watching it on, like the reel and the loop and reel thing, or what?
Especially that loud. I mean, come on, man. Like, that's That's ridiculous. Oh my god. But you know, okay, so I'm gonna live with the fact that zombies can fuck in this world. I accept that.
Yeah.
What was mind blowing to me was that zombies can also have children. Did you know that? I did.
I had no idea.
And not only can they have children, but they can give birth to a baby within like maybe an hour after fucking.
Dude, I said the same shit. I was like, damn, that was quick.
Yeah, like what the fuck? And it's just like it's not even a zombie baby. It's all I gotta say. It's a zombie baby mutant. Like it looks like it came out of fucking the Garbage Pail Kids movie or Nothing But Trouble.
Yeah.
This thing is fucking gross as shit, but I love the reveal for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to the zombie baby. That's a fucking face.
My name's Bobo, and this is Little Devil. We're not allowed in the house.
Oh my god, dude, it's ridiculous, and it's amazing because I'm gonna play it in a second to show you the zombie parents are aware that this is their child, and there is a feeling of love and affection for this baby. Like this is insane.
Yeah.
Now that look that Lionel gave, totally justified.
Yeah. What
And-
the fuck is going on here?
And the craziest thing about this baby is it's the only, like, this is the most badass fucking zombie in the whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It actually kind of looks like the monkey rat thing too.
It kind of does, yeah. And I love how it was eating a rat when you first like meet it.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was fucking ridiculous, man. Oh my god, I'm jumping ahead here, quite a bit because like basically all that goes on at this point is the uncle finds out what's happening, and he wants to cash in on this fucking settlement because apparently his mother dies, so Lionel gets all the money, he gets the house, and Rick Trailer Park Boys is like, well, fuck that, I want to get in on this shit. This is my fucking house. So he discovers the bodies and he blackmails them into he blackmails the guy into giving him everything in exchange for like, I'm not gonna tell about this shit.
Right.
And then immediately decides to throw a massive house party without getting the corpses out of the house. He just like invites the entire fucking town over to celebrate that I blackmailed my nephew into giving me this fucking house. And finally, like these, I'm waiting on these zombies to escape this basement, and they finally do. And when they do, it really gets fucking interesting. If you're not into this movie now, this is the part where shit fucking totally gets ramped up a whole other level of gore in the most delicious fucking way. And here we go. Oh wait, I gotta click the clip. There we go.
I'm not real sure your ribs were supposed to come out like that.
I love that she had a minute to recognize that it was her heart. And then
Did you see how clean the face ripoff was, dude?
it was like a wrap, like saran wrap coming off of a fucking microwave bowl of food or something. Like that just peeled off with the greatest of ease.
Yeah, like perfectly cut around the edge of the face. It was perfect.
And then he comes back up and screams, and you can just see it play like clear as day. I fucking love the special effects in this movie, man.
Yeah.
They run off into the laundry room, and there's a moment where they're saved by linens, where like they drop. Did you see this? They drop a blanket down on these zombies, and they're like, "Oh, that buys us enough time to get away." And I don't even remember this part of it. I just labeled this as like another house guest finally dies. So I don't know why I'm saying finally. Like there's a bunch of fucking death going on within the span of a minute here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, you know what, this movie needs a little more death. All right, but here's another house guest kicking it. Oh yeah, I remember this.
This is a great scene. Dude.
I fucking love that.
That is gore genius right there. They pulled that man from a laundry chute, and they eat all the meat off the bone and left it attached. You never see that shit. If it had been a movie from like now, it would have just been a torso.
Right.
It's like piranhas got a hold of his ass and eat him down to the bone.
Exactly. And the most mind-blowing part about that whole bit was that his legs were still able to move.
Yes, that was, dude, it was so great. That was one of my favorite parts as well.
He has no muscle on his legs, and yet he's able to like kick around and do the fucking can and shit like it's nothing.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh my goodness. Where are we here? Okay. Oh, I love this part. Just to give you an idea of how, if you haven't already figured out how much blood is in this fucking movie, one of my favorite moments in this shit is where Lionel is trying to get away, and he comically can't run away, and this is why.
Yep. I'm expecting Wile E. Coyote and the fucking Roadrunner, like meow, meow, and
I know, right? Like he's supposed to, like an anvil is supposed to fall on his head, and he's got a sign that's like "Yikes" or some shit. And I love how he has a the floor is lava moment where he just has to walk on the severed heads to get through.
just so he can get traction to get out, man. Blood is a slippery substance.
It apparently I didn't realize that it was like fucking Dawn dish detergent and shit. Like it's that. His mom doesn't slip on the banana peel the same way that this dude is just like slipping on blood.
Right.
These zombies are slow as fuck to get to him. It's like they're amazed that he is having this happen to him, and they're just watching it go down. like the zombies are just looking at each other like, you see this motherfucker just like sitting here slipping on shit. Oh my god. Now, did you know that zombies/humans can be turned into jack-o'-lanterns?
I was not aware until I seen this movie.
I know this was fucking crazy. I couldn't get over, like, first of all, like this she's a zombie, but she's not a the level of decay with these zombies is fucking surreal. For them to be turned, and the moment you're turned, your skin is fucking like, I can poke through your fucking body if I need be.
Yeah.
And the case in point, like this, you know, they realize that the feng shui in this room is not quite great, so they need to really spruce up the lighting a little bit. Oh wait, I went a little too far back, but that's cool. Oh. Well, I jumped ahead of myself. That's why I played a different clip. Oh boy, fucking up. But yeah, that rapey uncle with the hedge clippers does some fucking work. And I love how that head that he cut off constantly comes back into play.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting kicked around like a football.
Yeah, like a fucking hockey puck just going across the floor and shit. Like at any moment that they can to trip on it, they're just like, whoops, and he fucking goes across the room.
There you go again. Get out of my way.
But this is the human jack-o'-lantern that I was referring to. Yeah, there we go. It totally worth fucking going back to that shot.
The light bulb never breaks.
It never breaks, and the light arguably becomes brighter when it's engulfed in her fucking head.
Yeah, and it lit her ass up for like 2 or 3 scenes.
The whole movie, she's stuck there just like with a fucking like shine. You could guide ships to shore with that fucking face.
Yeah, that thing was bright.
It was, man. And you know, I brought up this part about earlier about intestines coming to life. And human intestines leave the body, and I'm baffled. They come back to life. Like organs become sentient in this movie. What is happening?
Yeah, I've never seen a zombie virus progress like this one has.
This is fucking crazy. Like I can't believe how much I love this fucking film. It's amazing. These are sentient organs, and not only are they sentient, but they are aware of their looks. And it looks in the mirror and it's like, oh, you know, I look fucking sweet.
Yeah, it's fixing its hair in the mirror.
And did you catch the fart in the beginning of that whole sequence? Where
I
like,
did not, no.
Oh, really? Well, I'm hoping I'm far enough back for it. This is I'll do that just to be safe. What the fuck? What is going on? It doesn't want to get wet?
Perfect, dude. It's got a face.
Yes. I tried to pause that right. It's got like this ET face going on to it.
Yeah, it looks like Kermit the Frog and E.T. at the same time.
And I like how his lungs are also being used as like hands, where he's like brushing his head back and like, huh, you know, I'm fucking pretty handsome dude over here.
I expected Right Said Fred to start playing. Too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt.
Oh my goodness. I've lost all hope with like any sense of sticking to zombie rules in this movie. And like, once you break out like a fucking living organ monster, like sign me up, man. This character needs to have its own movie.
Yeah, dude, this movie with the the zombie protocol that it has and bringing organs to life, you don't get that kind of shit. This thing had the greatest comedic value in this movie, more than a lot of the funnier comedic scenes in the movie did. This thing right here was perfect. This organ monster or whatever we're calling it here is a detrimental part of the movie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this movie would have been the same if it didn't have this organ monster running around eating shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I laughed at this movie a lot in the sense of like the same way I did when I watched like The Room, or like, you know, like a terrible movie I laughed at. But
Yeah.
like That's only because the acting is fucking over the top and ridiculous, and the accents, like the details to the movie are laughable. But when you throw a fucking scene like this into it, like I laughed so fucking hard. My wife had to come into the room and be like, "What the fuck is going?" Like I was hurting from my sides laughing at this fucking monster, and I thought that it was just gonna be a one and done deal. Like this thing comes back constantly throughout the fucking movie. Like you can't kill this monster.
Yeah, this was great.
And you know, if in case you're wondering what happened to Mom, you know, because throughout all this shit going on in the house, you don't get to see Mom. The uncle finds Mom, and like rightfully so. Finally, an hour and a half into this fucking movie, and the uncle dies. Like,
Finally.
and that's after a shitty like rape attempt scene where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you," and fucking tries to grab Paquita, and she kicks him in the balls, and his wig falls off, which is fucking great.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna not know that was a wig until it fell off.
Yeah, dude. After the organ monster, I was expecting his wig to turn into something too.
Yeah,
Just
for real. Like, I thought it was
hopping around like eating shit.
suffocating people and shit. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But he comes across Mom in the basement, and then he meets his untimely doom.
Holy Christ! Vera!
Oh, that fucking baby.
Hey, you guys!
I'm back. And you know, he dies. And then he gets turned into this crazy twisted like neck spine monster where his head's all fucking jacked up, and
Yeah.
everybody gets turned into something here.
Yeah, I can't say enough about the special effects in this movie, man. Like the lengths they went to and the graphic nature of some of the shit in this movie is unreal. I mean, it's unrealistic, of course. I mean, the zombie protocol in this movie breaks every mold of every zombie movie you've ever seen.
Yeah, this is crazy, and we're coming to the greatest I'm gonna go out there and say it. This is one of the greatest fucking scenes in horror movie history. I can't rate it rave about it enough. People, you need to get your lawnmowers out and fucking rev them up. Shit is about to go down. Never before has gardening been so fucking extreme. I can't talk about it enough. Like Paquita and her friend are being surrounded by zombies, and you're like, okay, this is gonna be the end for them. But no, Lionel busts into the fucking scene, and he delivers one of the greatest one-liners, and you know, he just takes care of shop. And this is gonna be a long clip because I cannot stop this. I will not stop it. It's fucking great.
Party's over.
Yeah!
Oh man.
This is crazy.
It just keeps going.
I know, right?
It's great.
Like, Neo didn't fight as many agents in the Matrix movies as he did with those fucking zombies.
Yeah, dude, I'm expecting like party's over. I'm expecting shop smart, shop smart,
Oh,
and just like fucking go to town with a chainsaw strapped to his hand. That was better than the Evil Dead to me. That
I fucking love it, man. And like that, like grinding up the head was unnecessary. Like that thing had no jaw to it. It wasn't going to attack. It's a fly on the wall. She did nothing.
yeah, he just wasted the perfect use of a blender.
Yeah, and she starts grinding up hands, which I'm like, that makes no sense. But I don't know why I thought that, because of course hands can become sentient on their own and fucking do their own thing. Like that biker zombie loses his legs, and then you see his legs running after fucking Lionel and trying to kick doors down and shit. Like, it's got a mind of its own.
What is it gonna do?
What is it gonna do?
Kick him in the balls?
I think of Monty Python with the Black Knight. He's like, what are you gonna do? Bleed all over me? Like, what the
Yeah.
And even that's pointless because they're this dude's covered in blood.
Oh yeah, dude, it's the greatest blood. There was more blood and guts and gore in that 3 or 4 minutes than there is in any horror movie they've ever put out.
Yeah, and like, I love. I don't know why I enjoyed this part specifically, but the cut where they show him at the picture of his mother, and he decides to turn the picture over, and guts come onto it. His mower isn't hitting anything. There's no reason why guts should be flying at him unless the zombies are throwing their guts at them in retaliation.
Yeah.
Like he cleans up shop. He gets rid of every fucking zombie in this house with this lawnmower at once.
Yeah, I want to know what kind of lawnmower that is because I need one.
I'm going to invest stock in that fucking thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, that's fucking crazy. Now, Paquita goes to great lengths to save her friend Rita, and I no idea why. You know, she gets bit, and Paquita sees that everyone who gets bit turns, and she's still like, "Oh no, we're gonna be okay. Life is gonna be great." And then Paquita meets her fucking end, and you know the baby comes back. You know, baby, come back. And I can't. I don't even want to describe. This is. It's just glorious. Yes.
Rita.
Yeah, dude.
Like, first of all, did the baby go inside of her while she was still alive? Like, it looked like that baby ripped out from her body.
Yeah, I couldn't put it together whether the baby came from behind her and like ate his way through the back of her head and like ripped her open, or if he climbed in her and ate his way out.
Yeah, and then was not only able to rip open her face, but was able to control her body and chase her. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. After the organ monster, nothing surprised me, dude.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous, man. There's a okay. I'm about to go to the big reveal here. For the mother, like mom shows back up because he kills everybody and they think they're safe, but he's like, oh no, I haven't seen mom yet, and he's finally got to kill her. And they get up on the roof, and I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say it. Mom is looking sexy.
And dude, they are climbing out of the chimney right now.
Yes, I didn't even I don't have a clip or a timestamp here, so I'm just guesstimating on where she's gonna show up. Yeah, they try to escape by climbing up a chimney to go through the fucking roof, and then mom comes back and gets them. I'm hoping it doesn't take long for her to reveal, but man, they really phoned it in with this fucking with this look.
They climbed through a chimney.
Through a chimney.
What happened to Grandma?
Hear me, Mum.
What?
All my life,
I love
you
this.
told me nothing but lies. That stuff about Dad, none of that was true. You drowned them both, Mum. Dad and that bomb, and you got them together and you killed them, didn't you?
How dare you speak to me like that?
Oh yeah, zombies can also talk in this movie. Did you know that?
Yes. I don't think this is relevant, a relevant topic right now, Lionel.
No, well, I mean, in a sense, it kind of is because he's like the whole time, like this whole movie, they make Lionel out to be this ultimate mama's boy who's afraid of his mom, and he's also terrified of water because she lied and said that his dad drowned, and it's like whatever,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't a lie. It's just she drowned him, but she thinks that he needs to be a good son by crawling back inside of her. And I mean, she's got some big old bitties and a big ass, and like she has a stomach vagina is the only way. This is like a Venus flytrap stomach vagina that just opens up, and then Lionel somehow slides on into it, and like he gets eaten. And you're like, no, well, I mean, it's the end of the movie. I guess Lionel fucking dies. So who would have thought this would be the ending to it? And oh no, he comes back. He comes back with a vengeance, mind you. Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
Yeah, right? And that's the last clip I have for you. He cuts his way out of his mom and rebirths himself. And then he's able to grab her and take a belt that was never seen before in the movie. He's not wearing a belt in the movie, and yet he somehow has this belt and whips it around the telephone wire and is like, "We're gonna zip line down this fucker." Oh my god! This movie was amazing. I know we showed you people a lot of it today, but you need to go and find this film and go to YouTube. I would put it in the show notes. Well, fuck it. It's going to go in the show notes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We're going to have a link to this movie in the video. You go check it out. You will not be disappointed. this is like one of the greatest things I've ever witnessed, and I can't wait to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, I think now is the time where we need to invent a rating system for these movies.
I agree. I don't know why we didn't discuss this prior to, but we do need to find like some way to fucking rate this thing. I'm gonna give this 5 lawnmowers.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd give it at least 5. I mean, are we talking like 0 out of 5? Are we talking 0 out of 10?
oh, this is a 1 to 5 scale. This
Okay.
movie was fucking perfect in my eyes.
Yes.
Like I'm ashamed at the human race for this movie like withering off into obscurity the way that it has, to the point where I have to look for it on YouTube to watch it. I should be able to have this thing on Amazon, on fucking Netflix, on Hulu. Like, this should be shown on Halloween nights on TV. We need to get this fucking movie out to people, man. That's gonna be my mission.
Yeah, this should be a Halloween cult classic for sure.
It absolutely should. More people should know about this. Like, I was telling people, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do Dead Alive or Brain Dead, and like what? What movie is that? Like, Peter Jackson had another movie before Lord of the Rings. Like this is what I'm hoping for when it comes to gore and horror. And go watch it. Go watch this fucking movie. It's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, definitely go watch it. I recommend this movie to anybody. This movie is great. I also give it 5 lawnmowers.
The Dead Alive. Starring Tenenbaum, Diana Pennyowner, and Peter Jackson. Release date February 12th, 1993. Director Peter Jackson. Subscribe to the Underground Gorecast and follow us on Twitter at UG Gorecast.